There are two what are considered to be permanent guest cells that populate connective tissue. One class of these are macrophages, or histiocytes. These are phagocytic cells derived from bone marrow monocytes, which can leave the bloodstream, enter tissues, and remain there for long periods of time. Generally, these are the phagocytes. They are motile cells that can move in and out of the connective tissue and around it. They can process and present antigen to cells of the immune system, either locally or by traveling to locations of immune cell accumulation. And in many ways, they're not easy to distinguish from fibroblasts in typical histologic preparations. Mast cells are closely related to macrophages. They are similar to, but share some characteristics that are slightly different from blood basophils. And their overall job is to store inflammatory mediators such as histamine that have an early role in response to tissue injury. Morphologically, these cells contain large membrane-bound granules that contain their inflammatory mediators. Next picture illustrates a classic view of loose connective tissue. Loose connective tissue is characterized by an irregular array of its fibrillar protein matrix. In this case, loose connective tissue picture on the screen shows an irregular array of collagen fibers, and the arrows basically are pointing to the smaller diameter elastic fibers. And mast cells basically are illustrated because of their granular makeup in their cytoplasm at the arrowheads. But note that this connective tissue would certainly also contain macrophages, fibroblasts, fibrocytes, and maybe even myofibroblasts. Next picture is just a specialized view of an alveolar macrophage, just to make the point that they are widely distributed not only in connective tissues but in other places in the body. And again, this is an example of a permanent guest that happens to populate the alveoli of the lung.